Hey, good day today. Basically, the market was pretty choppy. I caught one good move, and I didn't see anything else that met my setup criterion, so I just bailed. So it's more about, I'm happy with having that discipline. Like if it's not there, not bending something around so that I see it. So hopefully that's something you can take to the bank yourself. Um, so let's take a look at it. Basically, yeah, I had more profit, but I went ahead and played a little game. I said, well, I'm up for the day. I'm going to take some of this profit and trade it again and see if I can turn that into more. But in and up with a green day is never a bad day. So um, what happened is, if you take a look at this line, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 bars, and that was nice and good. And I didn't get in right here. I waited a little bit, and I should have gotten in right here, but hey, I still liked the trade because it went up here and then it stopped right on this line. Well, this line, this pink line, is called VWAP, volume-based average pricing. And so what I wanted to do is just see if it was going to cross VWAP, and that was kind of the tense moment, because if it was going to cross VWAP, then I felt like the buyers were going to be in control and that we were going to go forward together. So I waited till it dipped down a little bit here. So you could look at this and say, well, you missed the setup and you're chasing this trade by jumping in late. And that would be true. And technically, I really shouldn't do that. I really need to catch things before they go. But in this case, I thought that we were wrestling with VWAP, and I was watching the tape here, and I was watching the volume come through and the orders come through and the institutional orders, and I thought, I think it's going to cross. And that was my prerogative. In this case, I happened to be right. So it did cross, but then it just ended up being a wick. So it was pretty exciting there for a second. I could have gone out right there and got some money, but I decided to hold out for a little bit longer. And so you could see that it was trying with these tails. It was trying, but then it would fall back, and it was trying, and it would fall back. So these guys were in a big argument. And then it got right on that line, and they won. So then they won here. They fought a little bit more, and then they won, and then they won, and that was a new high for the day. At that point, I was like, okay, great, I'll get out a half. And then I kept moving my stop loss up, and I'm saying, hey, it's above this VWAP, so it's going to keep going. So it did, and it did, and it did, and then I moved my losses up, my stop loss up to like there. And then when it took this tail dive right here, it went down. Now, I think that's just a bunch of computers and everything. Just they know that people like me are sitting there, and they just go, well, let's just run it down for a minute and knock all these guys out. So they did that, and that was fine. And then over here, I thought, well, I've got some profits. I'm up $100 for the day, or maybe 81 for the day. I thought maybe I'll just try a little bit. So I put on just another 100 shares. It's like nothing. And I put on 100 here, and then 100 here, thinking it was going to go up. And then it started, I watched the tape, and it was just this flood of information. The tape leads the bar chart. So it's obviously more accurate. It's obviously skill to read it. I'm not saying I'm a wizard at it, but I certainly feel that I'm getting better with the more that I pay attention to it. So it just started whipping, and then that little piece in my brain was like, get out, boom. So I just exited both of those positions, and I didn't lose more than 20 bucks. And then as you can see, like, it took a dive. It went almost to VWAP. VWAP is at 78, and this one went to 80, 85 or whatever. So like, it was a really smart call, and I was really happy and proud of myself that I had that. And, I've been just focusing on developing skills so much that there wasn't any hesitation. It was just like before my brain could even think about it, I was just gone. Like, get out, like, because you're not gonna wrestle the ocean. Like, the ocean is gonna slam you down and kill you. I don't care how long you've been surfing for 20 years, you will still drown in the ocean if you don't respect it. And that's basically the same thing here. Like, this is the market. It doesn't give a shit about you, just like the ocean. Like, if the big wave is coming, get out. So I was happy about that. So hopefully that's cool. Good luck.